arm around this innocent teenager, you know.
Well, I think that's the beauty about the characters. I honestly believe he's going to get lucky.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, it's like,
yeah.
Things are not so bad. We got the ship's gone. That's what I love. And it's that honesty that makes the kind of, it never would have worked between us.
Even attempted to spruce himself up by twirling his mustache. Poor bastard.
That's really good. That's the heart of the scene. And it was nice to have, the two of us taking on the entire special effects department. And, the tempers were hot,
Oh, yeah.
And it was nice to,
We were soaring for a moment there.
You had my back, Jack.
I always have your back. I will always have your back, brother.
That was really nice. Just, everybody was like, oh, this is ugly. And you were just right there.
You burned all the food.
Right in.
I believe that the guy had spoken to you. It was just...
It was nice. Everybody was just kind of
bizarre.
Oh, weird scene.
Weird scene, rap.
Why is the rum gone?
Performance right there.
Pulling himself back together. The background is amazing.
Yeah. John Mayhem did a really great job with that. And it's good. I mean, I think it's nice at this point in the movie to feel these guys returning into the... I
No
always
question.
felt like, okay, now we're back.
No, you do. You miss them. Yeah.
It's like I can watch the whole movie and just watch him.
I know.
At some point.
I want to watch.
I love this. The bed.
Jack's.
Jack's breath is like just a donkey's ass. It's just beautiful.
For me.
Yeah, this was a fun moment.
She's just there. Like to talk about all the little things.
Yeah.
With Jack Davenport, with Jonathan Pryce, with Keir, what's going on, and with your character kind of. This is not a bad shit. Maybe I can work it. I feel like the new plan is kind of developing. It's up to something.
Their thing. Rich in characters. Everybody's very, very specific.
Yeah,
and paired off perfectly, Mackenzie and Lee, Pintel and Rigetti.
Well, right there. It's like, I felt like Martin and Monroe was like
Jonathan.
Laurel and Hardy, and these guys are Laurel and Hardy on acid.
Yeah.
They're like the, you don't want, you put them together and it's like matter and antimatter. There's something, oh man, I don't want to, and the face, the makeup is really, really great. Makeup, lighting, really just great faces.
It's like Archie Bunker and Edith Bunker, these two.
Yeah, they're a couple of an old married couple. They spent time together.
Lee's made fantastic.
Charlie Gibson, our visual effects supervisor, went to high school with Lee, finished the entire movie, saw the credits, finally when the credits were done, and said, Lee Arenberg, is he in this movie? I went to high school with him. And I'm like, dude, you've been staring at him, fixing Rigetti's eye for months, digitally, putting in the wooden eye, you don't know?
Yes,
That's him? So really, at the time, there's some guys at Method, good friends of mine, who these French guys, and they spent hours looking at old telescopes and the distortion and stuff. It's really
also like the caked dirt around the edges. Really nice touch.
Frosty.
Oh my God!
3 divers in the water trying to hold the boat off the rocks.
So we didn't crash into the rocks, and they did.
I know, they're just sacrificing their bodies.
No,
he's very good, Damien O'Hara. Yeah, I think we got lucky on a lot of these parts. Just our first choices all the way around.
Isn't that incredible?
Meet a guy. You want to do the movie? Sure. Boom. In. It's great.
Jeffrey Apple. Always the apple. It's a beautiful through line for him,
Yeah, I mean, it's the one thing he has is this. He just wants to taste.
Yeah.
He wants to taste again.
Yeah.
To feel.
Clear. I mean, so well.
Yeah, I mean, they really, Ted and Terry, I think, really connecting the dots. The eyes.
The guy breaking up the game show. Me.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Jack stepping in as
It's like The Graduate or something.
Yeah.
Of your character, it together. I mean, I just feel like there's,
Yeah.
you know, really feel like I hate you more than anything, and you hate him even more than that.
Yeah.
And it's just, and the games you guys play, it's fantastic.
I mean, these two characters know each other really, really well. But need each other.
Yeah.
There are many layers.
But you guys, without spending a lot of time together, I mean, you guys just, you know.
Yeah, it felt pretty clear. I mean,
On screen, it was like, you know, each other in the eye, and it was all there.
this was the night that Giles had his kid, I think. He was out in the middle of the water.
That's right. Yeah, we would try to fly him back.
And his baby was born this night.
I feel we got Mackenzie back for the birth of his child.
Yes.
But we couldn't get Giles back.
Yeah.
It's just, forgives him.
There you are.
Maculation.
Can be clear.
I just love you. VERBINSKI.
No, by all means, kill the whelp.
Up with you taking the coin, this was never in the, you know, it was just going to be throwing the coins back and
Right.
hearing the extra one,
Yeah.
you know, drink. And we had it cut that way for the longest time, and people were genuinely confused as to, did you, from the beginning, were you always a skeleton? How come we just never shown that you were in Moonlight? Did you,
I
you know,
see.
and even though you've never been to the island before, it really out in the audience's mind, so we had to wish the footage. We didn't do a reshoot. We looked at the footage, and there was one where you kind of a little shot and slowed it down.
Where I was palming.
Yeah, palming it, and then we put the music. It really helped. It became apparent was the whole kind of how it functioned, and that you could, you know, I think.
Very ideal now.
Yeah, well, it was really tricky how we had the kind of multiple curses going on, and you created your own curse, but it was different than their curse, and I think both coins going back in the chest. I mean, the intuitive response from the audience is, when returned, the curse is over. And as written, there was always the other coin is still out there, and they've all returned, but you're still a skeleton,
Right.
and we had to do that whole fix-it job. I think I'd like to put that on the missing scenes too, even though I don't have your performance as skeletal, but I love the moment where it's not a bad look, really.
Oh, that one, yeah.
I mean, it's a beautiful performance. I really wanted to see that as skeletal
It's not a
Jack.
bad look.
Wet. Green screen, composite work. I can't believe I got away with this in a Bruckheimer movie. Going to Penny Rose going, okay, so when am I going to see the dresses? And she's like, no, they killed the dresses. I'm like, what do you mean they killed the dresses?
Oh, really?
Well, the dresses, they told me not to make the dresses. I said, I need the dresses. It's in the script. It's part of the thing. We've been working on this for a long time. She said, don't worry, I've made them anyway.
Bless her heart.
She's so great. I think Jerry was just kind of the dresses. Umbrella motif. Well, the moonlight and the shadow. You know, this has been really difficult to do the whole kind of moonlight and shadow thing, because technically every one of those is shadow. Line across somebody's face, and then there's a huge cheat and just creative license. You know, bring the moon, cue the moon, as they say when you need your skeletons. Really great idea. You know, instead of just making them the skeleton army, you know, I think only the moonlight you see them as skeletons. It's really allowed you to have actors and not just have the creatures. I mean, can you imagine if they were just like the movie?
Fact of the gradual sort of change from human into skeleton. When Jeffrey steps into the moonlight, for instance. I mean, that's.
I think when you guys are sword fighting in and out of the shafts.
Oh
that's
yeah,
a lot
of course, yeah.
But even these guys are not, you know, in the shade here, even as they're kind of decomposing, you know. They're kind of, you know, I always feel like they're pretty disgusting before the transition. It was great. This was, you know, try to keep that, you know, sort of combat footage feel, and it just became a nightmare. On the one hand, because you had to photograph. There's nothing there, and so the cameraman has to remember. You would shoot it with an actor, and then remember where they are and pull focus. I like that you check the genital.